What's happening, guys? American Trav here, Super Stache Bros. So, we just got back from seeing Spider-Man: Homecoming, and I loved it. We're gonna try not to get into spoilers here. Well, we will partway through the video, but
We'll let you know when. But first things first. I was sitting on that movie and I really couldn't figure out, is this a better movie than Spider-Man 2, directed by Sam Raimi back in 2004?
he even said that to me as the movie was ending, and I said it's funner, it's funner than Spider-Man 2, but I can't quite. In Spider-Man 2, the bad guy, like Doc Ock, was just so. They really made you like Doc Ock, even though he was a villain, and they kind of did the same with Vulture in this. I won't get into spoiler talk at the moment, but this movie really they really connected you with the villain in this movie, and it's something that Marvel's really been missing on a lot. Aside from Loki, I love Loki, but they've been nailing the heroes out of the park, but not so much the bad guys, and it really seems like they're focusing on that more now, which I'm all for.
I couldn't agree more. I think that the direction that they are taking, and without saying any spoilers, yes, I do believe that the future for Spider-Man is going to be very, very great.
And two, I might note in this movie, I don't really know. It could be a spoiler, but not really. He's in the suit a lot more than he usually is. Like he's honestly, I'd almost clock the time that he's probably in the suit like 3/4 of this film. He's in the suit,
Yeah,
maybe a little less. Maybe I don't know. Maybe 2/3 of the film. I don't know, but he's definitely in the suit more than we've ever seen. Really,
in a movie.
really
Yeah,
any hero in a suit, really, because it's always like big budget people. It's their face that you're
Yeah,
paying.
think of like not Ben Affleck, but Christian Bale in The Dark Knight Rises. There's like no Batman. Think of the opposite of that, and that's basically what you get out
It's
of this
almost
movie.
like Tom Holland's just like, yeah, I'm Spider Man. I'm giving the fans what they want, and I'm gonna have a time doing it. And
Yeah.
you really get the vibe watching it.
But anyway, for quick point for the story, basically this movie is about Spider-Man trying to earn his name as
Yes.
Spider-Man.
It's him trying. How I just said it, it's like kind of like how Star Lord's trying to earn his name as Star Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's in this one. It's almost like everyone already knows Spider-Man's Spider-Man, but he's trying to impress Tony Stark, I guess, almost.
Yeah, and that's one thing I can't stress enough is that I love the fact that Spider-Man is a 14, 15-year-old boy.
Oh yeah, that's something I'd like to add too. This movie actually felt like Spider-Man was a little kid. Like there's times where he's screaming where it sounds like a little girl screaming. But like that's what a 14-year-old kid would sound like, falling from the air screaming or getting hurt screaming.
And I'm not sure if you noticed this either, but did you notice how so far, of course, not really spoiler, but did you notice how each actor so far has had their emotional tearing up moments? And even Tom Holland's emotional moment made him seem like he was just a little boy, didn't really understand anything, and I love the kid, man. I cannot wait to see what he does.
They almost took the awkwardness that Andrew Garfield had, but they really they delivered it much better.
They blended the awkwardness with Tobey Maguire's nerdiness perfectly.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it. It was perfect. I can't wait to watch this movie again and again and again.
I know,
and again.
I want to go see it again. Like I can't wait to buy this movie and just watch it over and over and over.
But other than that, yeah, the one thing I will say is I love the score.
Yeah.
It is not one of those big, epic Avengers rock themes. It actually makes you feel like you're watching, as the director said, he wants the movie to feel like an 80s comedy, like one of those old comedies like Breakfast Club and
I found they did
John Hughes movies. I find that even the soundtrack alone made me think of all those movies.
how Civil War and like Guardians of the Galaxy and even Thor Ragnarok coming out, they seem like such bigger movies than what they are. Spider-Man really took it down and like just simplified it, but really kept it.
A personal story. It was like
Yeah.
it's like not a big world-threatening
It was
bad
literally
guy.
like the
It was-
Avengers was right there, but they were like, okay, we're just gonna make a little movie, and it works so well. I don't know.
That goes to show
Like
Spider-Man is in the same category as the Netflix crew, and this movie shows that yes, a movie can be done with those guys.
Yeah.
Like you can take a small scale. Like the world doesn't need to be blowing up for something to be a threat. And this movie, like, of course, stuff goes down, but like not on the scale of like countries falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
And I love it. I can't get enough of it. Can't wait to see it again. Are you ready to get into spoilers? Or?
Before we dive into spoilers, what would you rate the movie? Out of it.
I've come to a conclusion where I can't. I'll say this in this video is that I can't rate movies on how good they are. Whenever I give my rating, it's basically how much I liked the movie.
I'm
Because-
kind of the same way because if many of you may notice that my reviews I'm always like up between
It's
7 and
7.5
9.
and
like between 7 and 9, and it's always because I really like them or I don't like them, and we haven't reviewed a movie we really don't like.
That's
yet,
that.
but-
So like, if that's what you're thinking, don't
bear with our reviews. Our reviews may change over the course of time, which I expect they will be. Like our 9s, like for example, Jeremy Johns, his bad movies are dog shit or whatever. We'll come up with our own phrases over time. You just got to bear with us. This being said, let's dive into spoilers.
Okay.
First, the Stan Lee cameo was.
Man, the Stan Lee cameo gets thrown at you within like the first 3 minutes of the fucking
I know.
movie.
I was
like-
not expecting it, and as just as every Stan Lee cameo, you can't help but smile and laugh. Like
Man,
every.
This whole movie, I had a big grin on my face the whole movie.
Just the way Spider-Man's just trying to become Spider-Man. It's not that he sucks so bad at it, but he's just learning the ropes, literally. Like he's just trying to figure out what a Spider-Man can do, what he can do.
And that's what I'm thinking now that there's so many spoilers, but now that I'm thinking there's not really a specific one I can pick out.
One of my favorite scenes in the movie, his suit is on like what was it, no,
Yeah, he had
the baby monitor,
baby
was
monitor mode or something.
Tony
yeah.
Stark had his suit in like baby monitor mode and another mode, and like Peter and his friend Ned, they find a way to hack into the suit, and they basically turn off the baby mode, and he gets full powers of the suit, and that little sequence is probably my favorite sequence in the movie, and it's nothing intense, it's just funny story and Spider-Man, and we love Spider-Man.
That Ned
so.
guy, I thought I was gonna hate him.
Me too. I thought I was gonna hate him. Going into it, I was like, no, they're changing the cast up too much. I can't deal with
I
this.
actually really like
and
this
leaving the
guy.
movie, I can't wait to see him in the sequel as much as I can.
Yeah, a lot of people say that he may be a future Hobgoblin.
I thought that was supposed to be Flash.
Flash?
No, that was before all the casting. Yeah, no. Flash was supposed to be-
Flash could possibly be Venom in the future, but I don't know about.
And they finally dropped Michelle's name at the end of the movie, and then she's like, my friends call me MJ.
I still don't get how that's gonna work if her name isn't Mary. I don't know.
If they dye her hair red, I'm game. The hair has to be red. I'm sorry, but that's one of the things to me that stuck with Mary Jane was the redheadness, and I'd be fine if MJ took up an acting thing and her first thing was Mary or something, and her hair had to be red. I don't know, but just something. Just an Easter egg to poke at the origins of the character, and that's it. I'd be happy with that, because I get they don't want to keep redoing the same stuff we've seen with Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, so they're trying to freshen it up with these new kids. Maybe the next movie will get not a foreign exchange student, but a new student come in and it'll be Gwen Stacy or something. Or maybe she's been there the
I
whole
think
time.
I may have spotted Gwen Stacy in this movie. I think it could have possibly been her. She was in the passenger seat of that car with Flash, I think.
Yes, I know exactly the red
I
car. I know you.
I
Or whenever he
think
takes
that-
the car, yeah.
I think that may have been
Could
her.
have been, yeah.
But
The end credit scenes.
what about before that? I want to say, speaking of spoilers, speaking of love interests, we actually find out something. I did not see this coming.
I think
So Peter has the crush on this girl named Liz Allen, and she's just like, "Oh, well, you're a geek, I'm a geek. Let's go to homecoming together, whatever." And I'm just like, "Oh, friggin' right, Peter Parker,
my boy.
And
It's literally at the point in the movie where you're just kind of like, okay, we've seen everything in the trailers. Like, what's gonna happen next?
you
And
go
then-
to so he goes to pick her up, and he's right excited. He's like, "Oh man, you need to help me get ready for homecoming and whatnot."
He just accepted the fact he isn't Spider-Man anymore. Basically, he's just gonna try and be a kid.
He goes to her house to pick her up, and I did not see this coming.
Neither did I. I got me off guard.
Her dad is the Vulture. Her dad is Michael Keaton, and I was like, "What?"
At that moment, I was just like, oh shit. And from that moment on, Michael Keaton just goes from this caring, loving father to just this this menacing man that you do not want to be
Like
in the
that
backseat of his car.
that speech that he gave to Peter when Peter was in the back of his car, I was just like, "Oh my god!" And Peter's only a kid too, man. Like he was probably scared shitless.
I've seen a lot of resemblance. I'd have to rewatch them again, but when he discovers that Peter's Spider-Man, it felt so much like when Green Goblin in the first Spider-Man, when he discovered that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. Remember when he like put two and two together that he was
with the cut.
Like they felt so much the same but so different, and I really love that. Like I just there was a lot of callbacks to the older films without even actually calling back to it. Like what they're talking about, these people at the school are wondering who's in the suit, and one of them just make a stupid comment like maybe some 30-year-old.
And that's obviously a joke to like Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire, just being they're not school kids, they're fresh out of university.
Well, I gotta have this in here because it's probably one of the funniest things in the movie, and he wasn't expecting it. I don't think anyone was expecting it. So about 15 minutes into the movie, Ned already finds out that Peter's Spider-Man, and then about 20 to 25 minutes into the movie, they're in the gym working out, and then they hear a group of kids talking about Spider-Man, how cool he is, and this girl likes him. And Ned just stands up and he's like,
Peter knows Spider-Man!
Peter knows Spider-Man! And everyone just looks at Peter like...
And it's just so awkward. That's what I say. He got the awkwardness of Andrew Garfield, nerdiness of Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, he nailed it. He's the perfect in-between both of them. And there's literally so much about this movie I want to talk about, and we don't have
don't have time. Well, for the time we have left, do you want to talk about the post-credit scenes?
Yeah, so we were watching the post-credit scene. We watched it and we had ideas. Vulture's, Michael Keaton's character, he goes to prison, he talks to this inmate, and he's asking if he knows Peter Parker, or asking if he knows Spider-Man. He's like, no, if I knew him, he'd be dead, even though he does know him, but obviously some sort of revenge plot going on. Anyway, we seen the guy who was talking to, and going into it, my only hope was that they'd set up the Sinister Six, and I'm pretty sure that that's what is happening. But anyway, the buddy talks to him in prison. He has this crazy scar on his face, and you're just kind of like, who is this guy? And then we got home, and I looked it up, and apparently he's a Scorpion. That makes me so stoked. Like, so stoked.
I was hoping for Scorpion in Spider-Man 4, but we never ever got that. So
I was hoping the Amazing Spider-Man 3 was going to bring the Scorpion in, but
with the
we all
Sinister
seen how
Six.
that went.
And we didn't get a post-credit scene for Venom. We were hoping for that, but...
Now, we kind of knew that was borderline. We had a couple other thoughts, but Venom was one of those things that... I don't even know if Sony and Marvel know where Venom stands yet. But, like,
we'll just have to wait and
we were
see.
kind of really hoping to see just end credit scene of Tom Hardy just walking or something simple. Just Tom Hardy.
Taking a picture or something.
But
I think that's all the time we have for today, though, guys. But I can say...
One sec. There is an end credit scene after all the credits, and it's not really worth watching. But if you're an MCU fan, stay and watch
If you want a good laugh,
Yeah,
stay for the second one.
Was not expecting it, but it was well worth the wait.
But other than that, guys, go check the movie out. Make it do as good as it can at the box office. We'll see you in the next video.
We'll come back with another review when it's out on Blu-ray. Take her easy, guys.